I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. This one was requested by Juan Miguel Jimenez. I apologize if I've mispronounced your name. I did say it actually last night in the St. Maximin player review. Basically, what I've been doing recently is going through some of either the cards that still hold a lot of value or those that were classed as meta, maybe still are, and people want to know if they're still worth it. So Ben Yedder popped up. I've done Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, St. Maximin because, well, he was in the team with Ben Yedder, and I released him first because I had more in the way of clips, so I thought, well, I'll just put him out first and then do Ben Yedder in the morning. So here we are. This card, obviously, this is the ones to watch. He has an 85, which I have on my Road to Glory, which is definitely not good enough anymore. And he's got an 86. The 87 is worth around 100 to 130. The ones to watch is going for about 100, 120. And then he has a Player of the Month you can't get anymore. That was fairly expensive at around 4 to 500,000 coins. The Shapeshifter is around 6 to 700, and then of course the Team of the Season is around 4 million coins. Now I've not used the Team of the Season. Can't tell you whether that's good or not. Never going to be able to unless I somehow manage to pack it. No, never going to happen. So is the 87 worth picking up? Let's go through his stats first and foremost. Then 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, which is very nice. High work rates, not amazing. The high defensive work rate. I'd be interested to know, do the rest of his cards have high defensive work rates? No. The Shapeshifter has a medium defensive work rate. The Team of the Season has a high defensive work rate. So the Shapeshifter, he was pushed out to the right hand side, which is okay, actually. I think if I had the Shapeshifter version, I would link into Mbappe and we could still get, say, Maximum in there. I actually wouldn't mind a right mid or right wing version of Ben Yedder. Would still play him striker in game, but still, that medium defensive work rate might actually help him a little bit. But we are here to talk about the 87, so let's not talk about the Shapeshifter anymore. We've got 92 acceleration, 84 sprint speed, 94 agility, 93 balance. He's got 94 finishing, which for an 87 rated card is very good. 95 positioning, again, is up there. Then the rest of it is kind of like, the dribbling stats in general, they're around 87, 89. That's fine, not a problem. But physicals, the physicals are horrendous. 74 stamina, 64 strength, and 60 aggression is awful. His passing is middle of the road, 86 short passing, 86 vision. To be fair, I don't have a problem with his passing. I think if you gave him, I don't know, Deadeye, you could arguably use him as a cam. The problem with this card is unless you have him as a striker on stay forward, you are going to use that stamina like no tomorrow. It's just going to burn away, and it's almost pointless trying to play him anywhere other than striker, unless, of course, you are happy to sub him off in the, I don't know, half-time, 50th, 60th minute, anything beyond that. If you play him in any other position other than striker, stay forward, you are going to struggle. He is just going to be dead on his feet. The beautiful thing about this card, of course, is the 5-star weak foot. The other beautiful thing about it is that it's meta in every sense of the word. Now, I've done a little experiment, and I've put a hunter on him, as you would have seen. And the reason I've done that is not because I feel like that's the best chem style for him, but a hunter on Ben Yedder seems to be the way to go. And I'll be honest, he doesn't miss. He's unbelievably fast. He's still crazy good on the ball. His left stick dribble is brilliant. Of course, he has 4-star skills. The weak foot is impeccable. And given the fact that he is a striker stay forward, the stamina doesn't really come into play until right at the end of the game, where if I'm chasing the game, fine, I'll make a sub, but I probably would do anyway, even if his stamina was 99. And then, of course, his strength, you can't really do much about there. But to be honest, I didn't really find it too much of a problem. It was never really an issue for me. So yeah, the reason I talk about the hunter being, I guess, a meta chem style is because you'll notice an awful lot of the pros use shadows and hunters on players that maybe don't need them. I've seen people give hunters on cards that have 96 acceleration and sprint speed with 98 finishing, and they still give him a hunter. Why do they do that? To be honest, I've no idea, sort of. The hunter chem style, there's a rumour, and we'll never know, but there's a rumour that will not unlock something, but just make the card better. You know, almost takes it beyond the 99. I don't know if I believe it personally, but I sort of used it as an example, or rather tried to find out if it was a thing by putting a hunter on Ben Yedder, and I hit the table with my hand, and I do apologise. But it hasn't really hindered him. You know, it hasn't. I've not felt like a crazy difference in the card, but he's definitely still usable in my opinion. Like, he will still score goals for me. I don't feel like, oh, well, I need to improve that passing, I need to improve that dribbling, I'm going to switch out the chem style, because I didn't always have a hunter on him. I went through ridiculous amounts, right? So Maestro was one, the engine was my main one. It took me a long time to convince myself, actually, that the engine was not right for me. It was a good chem style, and to be honest, if you don't have money for a hunter, the engine is what I would recommend, because the 94 finishing and positioning is good enough. The composure isn't really too much of a problem, especially given the 5-star weak foot and just how meta the card is. Boosting up that dribbling and agility, and of course that passing with the small sprint speed acceleration boost, that is the way to go. However, if you have the coins to go for the hunter, I would, and I can't really give you a reason why. It just seems to work. In terms of traits, for those who are interested, outside the foot shot trait, flair trait, and technical dribbler, although that is a CPU only, so we're going to ignore that. So outside the foot shot and flair, a lot of people will go, oh, well, he's got outside the foot shot, that means he's going to be amazing. He's got a 5-star weak foot. It really doesn't make a blind bit of difference whether he's got outside of the foot shot or not. In my opinion, that's only really a thing and that you should look for and care about if the player has a 3-star weak foot and maybe a 4-star weak foot. To be fair, in this game, 4-star weak foot is, I mean, it's not the same as a 5-star, but it's good. It's not something to turn your nose about. 4-star weak foot's fine. 5-star is impeccable. It's basically the same as having 2 strong feet. So I wouldn't worry about outside the foot shot trait. It's nice to have, not essential. Doesn't really make a blind bit of difference to the card. The flair is nice, and I talked about it yesterday with the St. Maximin. This is one of those cards that just suits the game for whatever reason. There are cards out there that are better than Ben Yedder on paper. The 85, 6, 7, 8, 90, and maybe not the 97, but definitely the 90. There are cards out there that are better. Giovinco is a card that springs to mind. Now, I'm not really sure on the whole skill moves weak foot of Giovinco. I think maybe 4-star, 4-star. If I go to similar on Footbin, it'll probably pop up as one of the first suggestions. It doesn't. Mertens is. Mertens is a very good example, actually, because unless you have the flashback Mertens, I don't think any of the other versions, not compare, but I don't think they're as good as the 87 Ben Yedder. Now, the 95 flashback he's better, but every other version I don't think is better than the 87. I don't know why, but this game is not giving me the option to have a look at Giovinco's Team of the Season cards. Now, I would have compared him 100%, but apparently Footbin don't see that is a comparison, so I'm going to have to go off on my own. But my point is that this card realistically shouldn't be as good as it is, right? So on paper, you'd be looking at it and you're thinking, well, it's decent, but it's not that good. The Giovinco card, by the way, is 4-star, 4-star, high, medium, short and lean. What's Ben Yedder? 5'7". Giovinco's 5'4", but his stats are just, they blow Ben Yedder's 87 wants to watch stats out of the water, and the card is 80k, whereas Ben Yedder's card is around 100k and is 5 overall lower, and the stats just don't match up. However, Ben Yedder is so good. Even now, I would opt for the 87 over that Team of the Season Giovinco. That's not to say that this card is, I would say, capable of going into Weekend League. To be honest, it's borderline whether you should. In Rivals, I've had a lot of fun with him doing objectives. He's very useful. You can, as you've seen in the clips, you can still score an awful lot of goals with him. His 5-star weak foot's fantastic. However, the stamina is definitely an issue. There's no getting away from it. The strength is definitely an issue. His passing could be better. His long shots, if you like to take them, they're just unusable. And of course, the dribbling and the composure and the ball control. The composure, not so much, actually. I didn't have a problem with that. But the ball control and the dribbling in particular, they could be better. Not to say that there's anything really wrong with them, but at this stage of the game, if they were higher, he would feel even better on the ball. I do like it, and for 100,000 coins, I think it's a really good card, and you can have a lot of fun with him. The next one up is the 90, and that's 600,000 coins. I think if you were able somehow to get the Shapeshifter, that would be a card that you could happily keep in your team to the end of the game because he is that good, and of course you do get rid of that high defensive work rate, which to be fair, if you attempt to stay forward as a striker, isn't too much of a problem anyway, but just worth mentioning. And of course you do have a massive boost in stats. Takes his composure, dribbling, ball control all the way up. His passing is much better. It is a great card. I would recommend the Shapeshifter, but if you have 100k spare and you're looking for some fun, that 87 Ben Yedder is still very, very useful. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do this for any other player that you think may or may not still be usable, that was very good at one point. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.